to Yin Yoga for joint pain, and we're just going to be doing 3 poses today, focusing on our shoulders and our hips. So let's get started. So in this short sequence, we're going to focus on 2 key joints, which are the shoulders and the hips. We're going to start with a pose called open wings. This really helps to open our shoulders, which, as well as menopause, can become compromised with poor posture when we're kind of slumped and hunched over. So I have a small support at the top of the mat for my face. You'll see why. So you're going to lower yourself down onto the mat. We're going to do the right shoulder first. You're extending the right arm out to the right side. Bring the right side of the face to the mat, and then you're like, as if you're rolling over that arm, you are going as far as you can without too much discomfort. And then I'm bringing my foot, my left foot, onto the mat to support me, bent knee, bent leg, and using my left arm, I have it placed down. So find where you feel comfortable. Now, the more you roll back to the right, the more you will feel that stretch in the shoulder. But because we have to hold, it's a yin pose for a couple of minutes, you want to just find a place where you're feeling a little bit of discomfort, but it's not pain, right? There's a difference between discomfort and pain. So I'm setting my timer. We're doing a couple of minutes on this side to begin with. So start with a deep inhale, exhale through the mouth. One more inhale, exhaling. So it's natural to want to tense at first because we're not used to being in this position. So see if you can just use the breath to gently soften and relax. Think about sending the breath like a magic wand to that shoulder joint. Just relaxing, easing into it. And remember, there's no movement in yin. We are not working muscles. We're working the connective tissues around the muscles, the bones, ligaments, joints, softening and making them more stretchy. And yin's a very soothing practice, perfect for evenings where we're winding everything down. It can be done in the mornings, but because it winds the energy down, it can sometimes make you feel a little bit too relaxed. And when you're ready, very, very slowly, we're going to roll onto our front, and this time extend the left arm out to the side. Bring the left side of the face onto the mat, and this time I'm bringing my right foot, my right leg is bent, I'm bringing that onto the mat just to support me. You can bring it behind, you can bring it in front, whichever suits you. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale, exhale out through the mouth. One more deep inhale, exhaling. And notice which side feels tighter. We often have different sides. Maybe the right side is your dominant side, maybe it's more tighter, we use it more, maybe it's a little bit looser. And again, sending the breath to the joint, relaxing those tissues, really opening out the collarbone and around the front of that shoulder joint. Notice how the breath slows, bringing calm to the mind and to the body. And in a society where we're conditioned to believing that, we have to burn so many calories, walk so many miles, so many steps, Yin is a lovely example of less can be more. We don't always need to be charging up and down the mat. And in menopause, when we're low on energy and sleep, Yin can be a beautiful practice to follow. And then when you're ready, I want you to roll onto your front, hands underneath your shoulders very slowly and gently. Just bring yourself onto your knees. And a highly technical pose, not. We're just going to move the arms around. As if we're giving ourselves a big hug. Boy, do we need it. And just to get some movement back into those shoulders. And then we're going to return now back onto our front. And this time we're working the shoulder joints again. But the upper back, it's like a back bend. But we're also working shoulders. So we're going to come onto our front now. I just want you to wriggle around, feel that pubic bone. And then on your forearms on the mat, your elbow is just slightly ahead of the shoulder. And you can see my back, it's in a little back bend. And this is seal pose. So we're going to stay here for a few minutes. And you can hang the head and have a nice stretch to the back of the neck, or you can use a block if you like. I'm going to grab my block, and you can use the block to rest the head on like so, whichever feels comfortable for you. And when you're in position, take a deep inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhaling, releasing. So we've worked our shoulder, the fronts of the shoulder joints with open wings, and now we're working the shoulders, we're pulling them back, if you like, into a mini back bend. Again, see if you can soften the breath. Send the breath to the upper back. And in yoga, we can't always separate everything because the body is totally connected. So by giving this nice deep stretch to the upper back, we're helping our shoulders too. And this is another great pose to counter poor posture when we've been sitting all day or driving. Notice where you feel the discomfort. Is it the neck? Is it the shoulders? And if you want to go a little deeper, you can take both hands into the corners of the mat, straighten the arms and come up into seal. And you can see by my back, it's a much deeper back bend. Staying here for a few breaths, or you can return to where you were. And I'm just going to drop back down for a final few breaths. And then when you're ready, move the block to the side, or your support, your cushion. And I want you to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up onto your knees. Take your knees wide, toes together. And we're just going to counter with a little stretch. So stretch the arms forward. And it's a nice little gentle stretch to the hip. Speaking of which, we're about to go into our third pose. And our third pose is called deer pose. And for deer pose, you're going to need a bolster, if you have a yoga bolster, and if you don't, you can use a pillow. And we're going to pop it, I'll mirror you to the right hand side of you, okay? You can also use your little blanket if you like, or cushion at the top end of the bolster, the far end of the bolster. So in deer pose, it's a very balanced way to externally rotate one hip, internally rotate the other, but we're also going to add a yummy twist on the spine. So I want you to start, your right leg or right thigh is parallel with the bottom of your pillow or your bolster, and bring it at a right angle to your body. You can see mine. And then the left does exactly the same. This pose is sometimes called 90-90 pose. And the temptation is to want to collapse over to that the front side, the side of the front leg. So try to keep yourself upright. So we've got two right angle shapes, okay? You're going to take a deep inhale, lengthen, and then here comes the twist. We're going to twist the body so we're facing over the support, and then we're going to just gently walk ourselves down and relax onto the support, and taking a deep inhale, exhaling. One more deep inhale, exhaling, releasing. And I'm going to set my timer for a couple of minutes, which gives us chance to work into the hips. It's a very, very gentle stretch, opening externally one, rotating the inside of the other, and enjoying this yummy twist. This little twist gives a nice twist on the spine and the abdominals, and that helps to boost digestion and elimination systems, which also become compromised in menopause. So enjoy just relaxing into this final pose. And this is actually one that you can do on your bed in the evening. Great to do before you go to sleep. I'm just moving my left leg, making sure that I'm opening out on this hip flexor here, making sure we're retaining that right angle shape. So remember, the magic of yin lies in the length of the pose, the hold, where we can soften those tight tissues. It's almost like we're losing the collagen on the skin on our face. It's the same with our joints. They become drier, more brittle. And that's where we start to feel discomfort. And of course, our flexibility becomes compromised. And a couple more breaths on this side. And then when you're ready, we're we're just going to very gently, no sudden movements, bring ourselves back up to center. And then you're literally just going to switch sides with your support and switch legs. So this time, your left leg is running parallel with the bottom of your support. You're creating a 90-degree shape. If your knees are compromised, by the way, you can just lift them a little bit with a little support. Make sure that the other leg is also in a 90-degree bend. Try to stay upright. Take a deep inhale, lengthen. And then twisting over the bolster, walking down and maintaining that 90-degree shape in both legs. And then take a deep inhale. Exhaling. One more deep inhale. Exhaling. Remember, the more you open that right hip there, you get more of a stretch to open this hip flexor. And breathe in. Notice how much quieter it is, much calmer as the body starts to give, relax, almost like disconnecting from all our worries and responsibilities. And just a few more breaths. And then with the hands, very, very gently bring yourself back up to center. I want you to move the support out of the way. And then bring yourself slowly down onto your back. And just place your hands on your tummy. Just lie here for a few seconds just to notice how you feel. Can you feel any rebound? Can you feel any sensation in the hips? After that pose, or notice what's coming up in your mind. Notice how you feel now compared with the start. And then bend the legs, bring both feet onto the floor, just windshield wiper from side to side. Bring some movement back into the hips. Bring your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around and give yourself a big hug. Rock from side to side. And this is where I leave you. You can walk your feet down to the bottom of the mat and enjoy a nice relaxing Shavasana for a few minutes. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave me a comment, tell me which was your favourite pose. And I will see you again very, very soon. Namaste.